Hello everyone. Now in this lecture we will know about the next concept, that one is modeling a temporal data. That one is what exact the temporal data or the temporal database. Then the temporal database stores data related to a time instant. Temporal data type and stores information related to a past, present and future time. If we store the data related to a particular entity, which one is showing the past, present and future data, then we can say that that one is a temporal database. Temporal database could be a unitemporal, bitemporal or tritemporal. Means it's again a scenario related to a temporal database. We will know about in detail about this scenarios. Now the more specifically temporal aspect usually include, means a temporal database or a temporal data have this aspect, that one is a valid time, transaction time or the decision time. Now we will know about one by one. That one is valid time is a time period during which a fact is true in the real world. That is a valid time to a particular record. For example, any employee have a salary of 10,000. The period of the salary of 10,000 is a particular employee have a salary 10,000 from which time to which time. That one is simply the period during, right? Time period during. That one is a valid time and valid time end, start and end. For example, John in a research department with a salary of 11,000 from the 85 to 90, and then again from 90 he changed the department, that is sales department, but the salary is not changed. That one is 11,000 itself, but the starting time is 90 to 93. That one is, we can say that the valid time. Means the salary or the particular John in a department, so valid time is 85 to 90 as a in a research department. That is simply the valid time. Transaction time is the time at which a fact was recorded in the database. When we stored this record, that one is stored the information about to transaction time. When we stored the data in a database, the time and the date or they use it for the rollback. Means when we store the record, the table contains a transaction time, which year or it may be in which time span we stored that record. Like we stored this record in a 2016. That is the time and date, or maybe we can add the time also. Then use it for rollback. If the database contain or a table contain a transaction time, it's useful to roll back the content to a particular time to a particular time. That one is simply the transaction time. Decision time and by temporal time, that one is simply the table contain the both type of time, that is transaction also the valid time. Like this table contain the transaction time when we store the record, and the record is valid to from start time to end time. This table we can say that this is a decision time or it may be a bitemporal time, right? With the help of this all record or it may be all information, we can take a decision on that. And then this one is a scenario related to a bitemporal database. That one is unitemporal, means if the table unitemporal database has a one axis of time, either the validity range or the system time range. The table contain only the valid time, it's a start and end time. Then that table we can say that the unitemporal. It only shows the valid time. It not run with any transaction time. Now bitemporal database has a two axis, that is valid time, then the transaction time or a decision time. Then transaction time, that one is simply the record inserted, and the decision time, that one is simply the we take a decision to delete the record or it may be a rollback the record. Then we just to go with the decision time, that at that time we just to roll back the record or it may be a delete the record up to what year. That one is simply the decision time or the bitemporal time. Then the tritemporal time, the tritemporal database has a three axes. That one is contained with the valid time, transaction time, and the decision time. This approach, this type of information, if the table contain this type of information, then we can say that the tritemporal scenario. This approach introduced the additional complexities. That one is temporal databases are in a contrast to current database, not to be confused with the currently available databases, which stored only a fact which are believed to be true at the current time. This one is a tritemporal, which one shows all the detail about the particular data, and that one is it's mentioned the line which stored only a fact which are believed to be true at the current time. Now the features related to a temporal databases, it supports managing and accessing a temporal data by providing one or more of the following features. These are the some features related to the temporal data. A time period data type, including the ability to represent the time period with no end. It's only the starting time related to any record, then it shows that time infinitely or the forever. That is simply the first feature. The ability to define valid and transaction time period, attribute, and the bitemporal time. The ability to define valid and transaction time period, attribute, and bitemporal relation. It also the particular temporal database shows the valid and transaction time with the bitemporal relation. System maintained the transaction time. Particular database maintain the transaction time also. Then temporal primary key include non-overlapping period constraint. Like if we mention a primary key under temporal database, it include the non-overlapping period constraint. It not overlap the particular constraint because of we have the time period. Then temporal constraint including the non-overlapping uniqueness and referential integrity. That one is non-overlapping uniqueness. We cannot overlap the record because of we have the all the details related to a time. Update and deletion of a temporal record with the automatic splitting and join the together of time period. If we update and delete the record, it automatically maintain the time related to that. Temporal queries at current time points in the past or future or over duration. The queries which one is run with the or maintain with the or execute with the current time points to the past or future or over a duration. Predicates for querying a time period. We can predicate the things for the query. Now the applications, that one is a medical patient have the history of a particular patient, then it contains all the detail about the particular patient with a 5 years history. That is simply the temporal data. Stock market have all the details about the one share with a more than a year about the daily prices related to that share. Then weather monitoring, it stores the daily data about the weather monitoring. This then the databases, that one is which one is temporal databases. That one is Oracle, MySQL server, or the IBM DB2. This one is simply the introduction about to the, or it may be a basic explanation about temporal database means what. It contains some aspect view, that is valid time, transaction time, decision time, we can say that. And this one is a scenario, which one is it runs. If it is a single time or it may be only a valid time, we can say that it's unitemporal. If run with the two time, that one is a valid time and transaction time, or a valid time or decision time, then we can say that bitemporal. When the table contains the valid time, transaction time, and decision time, then we can say that that's a tritemporal. It's an explanation about the temporal database. Thank you.